Welcome back to the Blue White Players Show. I am your host, Aeneas Hawkins, joined by the marvelous, the spectacular, the ultra-talented Keith Goon Conlon. We're presented by our good friends over at Ciocca Dealerships.
Her soul.
You're right.
But as Mama Hawk,
is
she likes hearing the name Keith. I'm cool with it then.
Listen,
you're allowed to if Mama Hawk said it.
Because that's the thing. You're going to get me beat up when I go back home and I keep calling you
I'm going to get you beat up no matter what.
I'm going to get beat up regardless.
You're going to get beat up.
I'm just picking my poison.
It's well deserving.
I agree.
But yes, my man, great. We got through BYE this weekend. Tough game, man. Very, very tough game.
We'll call it 1-0.
Yeah, we're 1-0 versus that bye.
Call it 1-0.
Absolutely.
Some big time teams at the top showing some signs of weakness. Ohio State, Maryland. Ohio State. Let me tell you something. Ohio State looks very beatable, ladies and gentlemen. If you're paying attention, I do think they got some star power still. Obviously, still some talent there, but offensive line. I don't know if you got the chance to watch them.
I did.
Not impressed with the unit. What have you seen?
With Ohio State, it is they don't think they put it together yet. I really don't. I mean, their defense isn't like that, like classic Ohio State defense. You're still close to the program. You grew up in the Cincinnati area, this and that. So you might know some of the Ohio State guys, but I can't remember the last time I don't know an Ohio State defender's name.
No doubt about it. You look at
you think about that. I mean, you think about the Winfields, the Hawks, the Belisarios, all these guys, and that's just before the Bosa brothers, Youngs,
the Chase Youngs of the world.
They still have that the DN 44. I refuse to speak his name because he absolutely destroyed us 2 years ago.
Yeah, now JT is the real deal. They still have some talent, like you said. But
absolutely,
you can't name one of those household names.
Yes. Like they normally do.
They normally have a surefire top 3 pick somewhere on that defense. Right. It doesn't look like when I watch them they have that much talent this year, and it's exciting because it's a good opportunity for Penn State to potentially not only win the game, but to really make it a good one. So,
and then Maryland, it's just like did one of those Maryland things.
Yep.
They have the ability and they can hang with people. They truly did hang when they were winning and this and that, but it's just like the horses take over, and then it's like something happens where they're just like they just mail it.
Wheels off
in the end. It really happens like that.
Yeah.
But did you stay up late night?
I did stay up late night. I stayed up late enough to watch.
Did you stay up late night to watch a game, or did you stay up late night to do something?
I was up late watching a game.
I'm telling you, Mama Hawk.
I refuse to answer that question, but I did catch
on grounds that may incriminate you.
On grounds that, and I'm not going to go into those details here on this show today, but I did get to see the USC Trojans, the backup quarterback at Arizona. Not to get too far up on the weeds, but is a good friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Goes in there. It was electric, man. He's been waiting for an opportunity. He's been working hard and almost went and beat USC.
Buddy, I went away with the wife and her parents. We went to Gettysburg. We're hanging out all day Saturday. We did Chris Stapleton Friday night, got up Saturday morning, got down there, watched a little football and this and that, did some museum tours, and then did the dinner, came back. Wife wasn't feeling well. At like 2:30 in the morning, she's like, that quarterback from Arizona is really good. So you tell your boy.
There you go. He's got at least one more fan after that Arizona game.
Tell your boy that. That's awesome.
Saturday. That is awesome.
But like USC tried like 30 times to give that game away.
They were doing everything they could. It's interesting. They're coming into town soon.
Oh, I know. They're going to get it. And then what I can't wait for happening in the new Big Ten coming up.
What's that?
Okay, so that USC and Notre Dame have this rivalry, right? Have
Correct.
We talked about this?
We've talked about this.
And it just drives me absolutely crazy. When they play in South Bend, Indiana, which is a cold area, the game's in October.
Yep.
But when they play out in the West Coast, it's always the last game of the year. So how is that a rivalry?
Right.
So they're afraid to come east because of the weather. Welcome to the Big Ten, guys.
Yeah, good luck.
Welcome to the Big Ten.
You get caught up there in Minnesota a little late in the year.
I don't want to go to Minnesota or Wisconsin late November.
I'm from Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
I've never been anywhere warm in my life.
I want to go up there. So
no, not a shot.
I do love sitting around on a Saturday, not having anything to do. We're not watching a Penn State game, not tailgating, not doing anything like that, and just watching a lot of the other teams. That Oklahoma-Texas game, wow.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
I did not get to see much of it, but I did see the highlights at the end, and we were at the museum, so we were listening, and some guy was like, "Oh, I'm an Oklahoma fan. I don't know. They're tied right now, and Texas is going to go for the winning field goal. And I was like, oh, damn,
Yep.
And a half hour later, I was like,
what happened here?
Dude, he killed me here. What the heck's going on? And then see that Oklahoma had won that game, which is great. Good for us. And I swore up and down to my friends, there's no way that they're going to put Oklahoma in front of us. There's no way they could jump 6 spots because they beat the 4th team in the country. And lo and behold, here we are still sitting at number 6.
It's unbelievable how that works.
And Oklahoma's at 5. But we have our chance. They play nobody they really don't play that many people coming up where we have the ability to just keep jumping.
For sure.
So we have our own destiny in our hands.
No, it's the battle internally, like you said. You play Ohio State, so you still play Michigan. Maryland will probably find themselves ranked here too. Sure. You got the opportunity to control your own destiny. We'll be right back from the break with Keaton Ellis, big-time 5th-year captain with the program, to talk more about what Penn State football has to do in order to be successful and what's allowed them to find some of that success early on. Stay tuned as we come back.
Ciocca Toyota of Williamsport invites you to stop in today or check us out online. We have the smart path to your next Toyota, like the all-new Crown, BZ4X, the all-new Grand Highlander, Corolla Cross Hybrid, Sequoias, and more. Over 100 new Toyotas here and on the way. Don't make a $1,000 mistake. Choose Ciocca Toyota of Williamsport and see the Ciocca Dealerships difference. Buy or reserve yours today and see for yourself why Ciocca Toyota is the only stop you need for your next new car. Ciocca Toyota, it just feels right.
This is the place where roadside markets are filled with fruits and vegetables, small batch jams and made from scratch pies, where mountain trails are explored with friends with names like Ghost and Traveler, where award-winning wines, craft-made beers, and spirits are raised, hearty meals are served, and nights are shared under star-filled skies. This is Center County, Pennsylvania. To find out all that's happening, visit us at happyvalleyagventures.com.
Hi everybody, Mike the Mailman here, to tell you about a state college company that will help you follow the Nittany Lions to their bowl game. Collegiate Athletic Travel. From charter flights and on-site motor coaches to professional staff, the entire trip is easy and carefree. And with their 47 years in the business, you know you're in good hands. You'll get a game ticket and a lot more. Make memories to last a lifetime. Be there next time with Collegiate Athletic Travel.
Old Dominion. No Bad Vibes Tour. Friday, December 1st. Rice Jordan Center. With special guest Chase Rice and Kylie Morgan. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Old Dominion, live in concert. Brought to you by Messina Touring Group.
Coast into fall with a new Kia from Lion Country Kia. Right now, get a 24 Kia Seltos for 5.25% APR for up to 48 months. A new Sportage plug-in hybrid at 0.9% APR. Check out our 23 Sorrento hybrid for as low as 4.5% APR. And don't forget, all 2023 and 2024 Kias come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Stop in and meet with one of our sales experts today and coast into fall at Lion Country Kia. We want to see you in a Kia.
Welcome back to the Blue White Players Show, presented by Ciocca Dealerships. I'm Aeneas Hawkins. He's Goon Conlin, and we are joined by Captain, State College resident, 5th-year guy, Keaton Ellis. Keaton, it's a pleasure to have you.
Stuff. Thank you. Good stuff.
I appreciate the intro.
Great having you here. It's amazing to see you have gone from a wide-eyed State College native freshman in 2019 in winter workouts to now a captain on the program. A guy playing a lot of meaningful snaps at a safety position that's boasted a ton of talent. How do you feel about the start of this year? Talk me through some of the emotions as you are entering and you're playing now under your senior year.
Yeah, you know, every game it feels like it means a lot more, and just to have the opportunity to go out there with your brothers, every Saturday and, put on a performance that, not only makes yourself proud, but others proud too. It's meant a lot to me. And I think now more than, other years, I've just kind of, taken a step back and really like cherished those moments and really appreciated that.
Yeah. I guess my question is Coach pretty cool with the fifth-year guys? Like, he takes a little. He's not as hard on the fifth-year guys as he is the younger guys. I mean, do you see that? Because I know my coach was the same way. It was like he treated you more as a peer type of thing, or is he busting your chops still?
Yeah, he's still busting chops. But
they have to.
Then that's their job to do so. But just your relationship grows. Every year. Being with those coaches and. Being with the program and, you already know the ins and outs. So, he's right now is looking, to me to, guide the younger players and, make sure they know what the standard is.
Huh? The standard is pretty high right now, man. I got to give it to you guys.
Yeah.
The standard is the standard, as Coach Franklin would say.
As always.
That's the ultimate Franklin
snippet right there.
But he stole that from Tomlin then.
Is that where you got it from?
I think so.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It does make sense. It makes complete sense.
Yeah,
they probably went to some convention, coaches convention together.
Yeah. They want to know. They want to know.
Is that Tomlin too?
No.
No. Okay. Anyway,
James is the first one I've seen to use that, I think.
Yeah, I haven't noticed it before this season.
I love it.
You mentioned the young guys, Jalen Reed, Zaki Wheatley. We just had Kevin Winston Jr. on last week. What have you seen from that bunch? Anytime you get one young safety or one young corner who's playing a lot, it's impressive. You got three of them realistically who have played a ton of snaps over the last year or two. How have you seen them develop?
Yeah, those guys came in ultra talented, already ready to play and not physically, but, mentally. And that's the biggest thing, with young players and is can they, keep up mentally with the game in order to showcase their skills. And those guys have done so, since the day they stepped on campus. And, I'm just really, it's been great to, kind of, guide them early on and then watch them kind of, take the reins off and let them, kind of do their thing and handle their business. And they've done a great job, for us, this season and even last season.
Yeah. Long lineage of state high guys here on the football team at Penn State. I would say in 1994 and 5 we would be fighting because you're a state high grad. The offensive line declared war on state high grads and wide receivers.
Interesting.
Just so you know.
Why those two groups of the whole team?
This is what
we needed the challenge. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
But this season, how's it going for you right now? And then, talk to me. What did you? I guess what the fans don't really know. What does the football team do on a bye weekend?
Yeah, so bye week we practice like we normally would practice
the whole week.
The whole week up till Friday.
Okay.
And then we get Friday and Saturday to take your time for yourself or time to go and visit family. Which is huge. In the middle of the season because don't really get that time.
Yeah.
To really sit down and be with your people. So just kind of taking advantage of the extra time that we do have.
Yep.
Not only getting ahead on UMass, but able to watch tape on other teams that we got down the road. And it's really been a great week for us in preparation and just kind of trying to get better and not worried about the next week, but just getting better as a team because we know if we do that, the sky's the limit for our team.
So I'm a Philadelphia area guy, Hawks a Cincinnati guy. We used to worry about how to get home.
Yeah.
On bye weeks, get rides from somebody. Did you get home all right?
Well, yeah, I hit a couple lights. I hit a couple lights.
But I always say the best part about a bye week is you could actually watch football.
Yeah, that's.
How many guys do you know that you've played against or you played with, high school and or college, that you can go out there and watch that because you normally can't do that.
Yeah, and that's huge for me just to get the perspective of the college football lens, and just, watching, getting to watch different teams and, how they're performing. And, obviously some players that I've either played against will play or have, played with. So it's a good time to, sit on the couch on Saturday,
no doubt.
Wake up, watch football, maybe eat, but watch football, watch football the whole day. And it was really a great day to, just sit back and, be a regular guy.
So you're like a little goon.
Yeah, I love watching.
Just wake up, drink some coffee, watch some football, turn the game on, take your boys out,
never change,
kick the feet up.
Right, next thing you know, you'll be like 330 pounds laying on the couch. And
yeah, I might blink and
that'd be a crazy blink, man.
Yeah.
I want to kind of dive deeper into it, though.
Right.
I think it's a funny joke we used to be excited to go home because we were so far away. Does it feel like you're always home? Do you actually take the time to go sleep at your childhood home for 2 days, or do you stay in your apartment? How does that even work?
Yeah, so for me, and this started out, freshman year, I kind of wanted to, not distance myself, but, I wanted to have a college experience. I wanted to, feel like I'm growing up, I don't want to be on the leash anymore. So I went home for dinner. It was Saturday night, went home for dinner, with the parents. So I usually try and get there once a week, once every 2-3 weeks. So my mom hates it, but that's
she hates it.
She wants to see me every day.
Oh, okay. I thought she was mad because she had to cook for you. What?
No, she loves that.
Like, your mama's cooking is a half a mile, 10 miles, 5 miles away from you. I'd be there 4 or 5 nights a week after dinner.
Don't worry about it. I get the leftovers. That's
there you go.
I want to ask you, Keaton. You're a captain on this football team now, which was something that you earned from day one with your work ethic and your character, and all those things have been apparent about you from day one. But when we look at this defense and we look at the talent that's on that field, and I look at guys playing unselfishly, I've asked other kids who aren't in as prominent of a role as you what it's taken for the defense to accomplish that. But as the leader, what does that really take?
Being, such a talented group, everybody wants to be the guy and, make the plays. And, earlier on, in camp and, at the beginning of the season, it's like, if everybody just does their job, the players are going to go around. So, we're more than capable of being, great defense, and we've shown that. And then all that takes is everybody do their job and execute, and the plays will come to everybody. And, you do your job, everybody eats.
It doesn't matter who we bring on the show. Everybody's saying the same things. We are going to do this. Yep. Everybody's going to have this happen for them. And it's really an unselfish approach. And it's impressive, man. Again, in 2023, Goon, there aren't a lot of teams.
Man. I absolutely love it. I told you 2 years ago when we started doing this show, I was like, all right, man, I have a real good feeling about these guys. I mean, something's changed. It's clicked in where it is about, your teammates, the university, and then, about your team. That's the bottom line. I absolutely love it because, you go out and fight for one person. You go out and fight for the guy next to you. I mean, you never want to bring war into this thing, but it's very similar to that. And that is, I don't want to let my brothers down. Yeah. I do not want to do that. And I don't want to lose this game because of a play that I didn't make or that was made on me. That's a horrible feeling,
No doubt. Keaton, another thing I want to ask you about, and I think is one of the cooler things that Coach Franklin does, is when a guy is named captain, he brings him up to his office, he'll call the parents, and he tells everybody together, you're not a first-generation Penn State football player, you're the second. Your father was a great player here as well. Yes. Talk us through that moment when you found out that you were being a captain, and more importantly, when your parents found out that you were being named captain.
Yeah, it was, a truly amazing moment, in my life. And, it's such an honor. And, to earn the respect of not only the staff, but the players is a tremendous honor. And, my dad having played here, and he fully understands and grasps, what that really means. So it was very emotional for him. And, obviously my mother, and just for the fact, it shows a lot about character. And, I wouldn't be the man I am without, those two people. So, they always take pride in my successes and in my accomplishments. So it was really just a great moment for our family.
That's cool. It's a huge thing, man. I know they're proud of you for doing it, for being the captain. I know the teammates love you because I can see how they react. Like I tell Aeneas, and I tell everybody every week, you can tell how good a team is or how tight of a team. Did you look at it this weekend?
Oh, yeah.
When guys get sacked and see how many offensive linemen run to the quarterback to pick them up, or when a guy gets a sack, how many guys celebrate with him. And I'm not talking over-the-top celebration, but just like enthusiastic. And like we were talking last week about Manny getting mad at guys for not celebrating with their teammates.
Yeah, that was
and I love that. I mean, I absolutely completely – I mean, I have bought into these last 2 years big time, just from meeting you guys and, knowing where I had played back in the day and Aeneas did and all that stuff and how it's still the same. And we talk about, old school, new school, but we're the same school. And I absolutely love it. Yeah. And so proud of you guys, and you guys keep working, and then great things are going to happen. You own your own destiny.
That's right.
That's right. I mean, they can sit there and me complaining about Oklahoma jumping and doing this, but it doesn't matter. You guys control. Yep. I said we. I'm allowed to say we. I'm allowed to. We control our own destiny, but you guys control it on the field. So
we're really excited.
Yeah, I guess so. One question I want to ask, you're off to a hot start. Really haven't been challenged by too many opponents. When you have gotten challenged, you've obviously been able to rise to the occasion and win dominantly. With the meat of the schedule still left on the table, what do you think has been a factor that's kept this group motivated that will continue to keep you guys pushing towards excellence as you get to the grind?
And, we've been in this position a lot of years, the majority of years sitting in the same spot we've been sitting. And we haven't gotten the results that we wanted. And for us it's really, as a team, there's going to be a new team every year, and I've seen it every year. And it's how can we be the best team that we can be at the end of the season. And this point during the season is huge for trying to find out who we really are, and what we're going to be when the postseason comes. So, for us, it's just continue to get better, realizing what works, what doesn't work, what gets us beat, what doesn't get us beat, and executing. We're more than capable. We have a great understanding of what we do have, just straight off talent and skill. And if we execute, we are very confident that we will have success.
And I'm going to tell you, you guys have a lot of faith in your coaching staff.
Definitely.
You truly do. Offense and defensively and special teams, you guys truly believe in your staff.
The best in the country.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. And your players are saying this. You're not just saying the company line. I can hear it in your voice. So one thing we're doing this year is asking guys about the NIL.
Yep.
And what has the NIL done for you and helped you, your family type of thing? I mean, again, we see it on television every week. We talked about Shedeur Sanders and him jumping around with his $1 million watch, and that's what people see. But I want to know like the nuts and bolts, the heart of it. That's what we're asking each of our guys.
Yeah. So for me, especially being a local kid and my family being so close, it's for me. I'm not a big glitz glamour guy for the most part. So it's just, being able to, live comfortably, because before, it gets hard, my parents support me, but to be able to, give them, be like, I'm good. Like, I'm okay. I don't need this. I don't need that. I'll be all right. I can go get groceries for a whole week and be good. So it's just, little things like that for me, and just like my extended family, getting into games, and, when they do come up, making sure, I'm treating them good and, have good hospitality with them. And for me, the NIL stuff, it's like, I've been trying to use it as an opportunity to not only give back, but, to show appreciation to the fans and the supporters that make it all possible, so anytime I can do an event and, talk to a kid or, do different things to, reach and touch the community. I think the NIL space has really opened that up.
It really has.
In a major way for kids, athletes to be more proactive within their community.
Yeah, I remember, Aeneas and I have done this show for 2 years. I remember talking to somebody last year, and he was asking, like, what did you guys do when you were in school, outside of school? Did you guys have other friends and this and that? I think what's done, what the NIL has done, and you guys having these events, is talking to people and getting to know them and knowing the real Penn State fans and who they are and how much they love you and how much you are loved as a Penn State football player. So, my man, huge win. Continued luck.
No doubt.
Congratulations.
Appreciate
Thank you for the interview. It was awesome,
Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks.
Let's go, baby.
We'll be right back with fifth-year senior guard Sal Wormley out of the break. Stay tuned.
Hey, Penn State fans, it's game time, and Ciocca is hitting the field with 42 dealerships and 25 brands in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. That means more choices and the perfect new or pre-owned vehicle priced to fit your budget. Plus, factory-trained service experts are just minutes away, and you can feel confident you're doing business with a family that treats you like family. We're a proud partner of Penn State Athletics and preferred dealership group of the Penn State Alumni Association. The Ciocca Dealerships. Experience the difference.
This is the place where roadside markets are filled with fruits and vegetables, small batch jams and made from scratch pies, where mountain trails are explored with friends with names like Ghost and Traveler, where award-winning wines, craft-made beers, and spirits are raised, hearty meals are served, and nights are shared under star-filled skies. This is Center County, Pennsylvania. To find out all that's happening, visit us at HappyValleyAgVentures.com.
Hi everybody, Mike the Mailman here to tell you about a State College company that will help you follow the Nittany Lions to their bowl game. Collegiate Athletic Travel. From charter flights and on-site motor coaches to professional staff, the entire trip is easy and carefree. And with their 47 years in the business, you know you're in good hands. You'll get a game ticket and a lot more. Make memories to last a lifetime. Be there next time with Collegiate Athletic Travel.
Old Dominion. No Bad Vibes Tour. Friday, December 1st. Bryce Jordan Center. With special guest Chase Rice and Kylie Morgan. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Old Dominion, live in concert. Brought to you by Messina Touring Group.
Coast into fall with a new Kia from Lion Country Kia. Right now, get a 24 Kia Seltos for 5.25% APR for up to 48 months. A new Sportage plug-in hybrid at 0.9% APR. Check out our 23 Sorento hybrid for as low as 4.5% APR. And don't forget, all 2023 and 2024 Kias come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Stop in and meet with one of our sales experts today and coast into fall at Lion Country Kia. We want to see you in a Kia.
Welcome back to the Blue White Players Show. I'm Aeneas Hawkins, joined by Goon Conlon and my guy, one of the toughest O-linemen I got to play against, Saleem Wormley. Sal, how are you doing today, brother?
Doing good, man. How are y'all?
Doing really well. I'm doing well, but not quite as good as Keith over here. Goon over here. He's been waiting on an offensive lineman for the last 6 weeks.
I'll just touch your hand. I don't need this. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's better.
I gave him the old Goon handshake, and he had a little battle wound going in there.
Yeah.
And he was
that's a mistake you only make once with Goon.
It's all good. It's all good. He's hurting. I understand. It was a 72 on steak he was eating to hurt his hand. I thought. Did you go to the dinner tonight? Did you get the? All right, let's go. What was it?
What do they have tonight?
Come on, baby. Victory dinner. Is there? We have a victory dinner after a bye week.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, we came off
came
off a dub, but they have crab legs, steak, lamb, shrimp, just all the big name course meals. Yeah,
all the big ones.
Everything to get your stomach going.
What did you get tonight, Sal?
Me personally, I stick with the steaks.
Okay,
something big, simple. Bring another one home for later.
Oh yeah, they have to-go boxes now too.
Yeah.
The to-go boxes. Let me tell you something.
The NCAA had snipers outside. If we had walked out with like an extra steak.
Not anymore. If you buy groceries, you are a fool.
Goodness
on the football team. There is no reason to.
Everything we get food wise, there's always a to-go box. They always ask you to take something home.
Not only that, Goon. I'm friends on Snapchat with all these guys, and they'll post on Sundays. After games, they got Chipotle in there. They'll get KFC in there one day. They get sub. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I'd rather have a steak and a couple crab legs.
No doubt.
I don't need the fast food. Basics, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's all good. I mean, do the offensive linemen still sit together and just absolutely gorge? I mean, they see you coming, and the chefs are like, they're like sweating. Like, okay, let's go.
I'll be honest, this year is the most I've ever seen the team so intermingled, like O-line sitting with DBs sitting with the quarterbacks. Like, it's really just grab your big plate and just go sit next to somebody and go crazy.
See, I used to sit next to the defensive backs on away trips because they wouldn't eat half their meal. I'll take that.
Take that sandwich. Take this.
It's done me great. I mean, look at me. I mean, you have this to look forward to, Sal.
But see, you really don't have to do that. We just go up for seconds and get a full plate.
Well, let me tell you a story.
Seconds
we had this 5'4" little Italian man from Brooklyn. So I'm on my first road trip, 1992, 91, I think I was a freshman. I got up there. We traveled to Temple, and they had cheesesteaks. And I was like, oh, yeah. I'm going to get up a second cheesesteak. And all the other O-linemen, the older guys are like, hey, go get a second one. Get a second one, And I was like, oh, all right, yeah. I stood up. Oh man, he went off. You're too heavy. You're too heavy. Yeah. So I couldn't get it, and I didn't learn my lesson. And then we're at the Rose Bowl in '94, and I went to get a second piece of prime rib. You went to the Rose Bowl last year.
Yep.
Got Lowry's Beef Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah. See, how many plates do you have?
3.
God.
See, I get yelled at for not eating enough.
Sal, you understand, man? It was like I was put on this earth to block people, eat steak, and drink beer. And the old man took the steak away from me, man.
He took one of those 3
all week. We talked about the older people, like, the Rose Bowl people, like, oh man, wait till you try the Lowry steak as much as you want. So I go there and I get a piece of steak, and they're like, hey, you know. And I'm like, can I get a bigger piece? I'm like, hey, come on up every time you want, as many times as you want. And I went up. I still the second time, and Joe lit me up.
Oh man,
lit me up. And I was like, I literally almost wanted to cry. I'm sitting next to Tony Pittman, who's like 112 pounds, and he's not eating his prime rib. I'm like, it's so bad.
Can't no man get between me and my food.
Oh boy, I love it.
Happen.
I love it.
This is what happens when we bring offensive linemen on the show. We get on 11-minute food tangents.
I mean, I was upset. I said, can I have an offensive lineman to talk to? You know, and then we have Aeneas over here who's sitting there. He's like, oh, geez, I'll have a Diet Coke.
Now.
I'm fine. I'm full, guys.
Oh, man.
I offered him a piece of pizza before. He was like,
completely
that's
made
not
up.
the Aeneas I know.
That's fabricated.
Not the Aeneas you know, Sal.
Yeah, I saw me nibbling on a piece of pizza when I walked in.
He's like, oh, I can't eat this crust. It's too much.
I'm not going to sit here and just let you guys do this with me. I'm going to move and change the topic here. Phil Troutwine has obviously been able to do a bunch of really good things, not just in recruiting, but with actually coaching the guys that are in that locker room. I've seen the offensive line. I played against you guys every day. Every year you guys have taken incremental steps forward to the product that we have today. What's it taken for that group to go from point A to point B as a guy who was here when the offensive line admittedly had some struggles back in the day?
The main thing is Trout has done an amazing job just leveling up himself as a coach every year. You know, every year I've had with him, he brings people in that show him different techniques, talk to the old linemen, talk to him about different ways to run certain concepts. So I think Trout himself every day trying to get better in his coaching style and different ways that he could teach us how to block. And then the guys themselves putting in the effort, putting in the time, really sitting there listening, digesting what Trout is saying. I think those two factors put together has been extremely helpful for the O-line. We've taken steps that we've never done before.
Yeah, talk to me here. Who does he bring in?
We have Joe Thomas talk.
What?
Joe Thomas have came talk to us before.
How is that not released? I mean, that's like unbelievable.
Yeah. The other center for the Chiefs needs to go here.
Creed
Humphrey.
Yeah.
He was
here a couple times again.
Not in state college. Zoom calls. He'll come take to us. And he had another guy come and talk to us. Just big time linemen that have played the game for years and know what they're doing.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Creed Humphrey's only in the second or third year. He's already been to 2 Super Bowls.
Well, not Creed Humphrey, the old one.
You're thinking it was Newski.
Wisniewski. Yeah.
Well, he probably talked to you live because he was here. Obviously.
Yeah, he was here.
College.
Yeah, he was here.
I got a Wiz story actually. COVID. PJ Mustapher and I, this was before we were allowed back in Lash. We went to State High to go run 110s, trying to stay in shape. And we see Wisniewski doing O-line drills by himself. PJ Mustapher is like, hey, if you need one-on-one reps, since nobody can practice, we'll do them with you. Now, PJ Mustapher is a little bit better handled or equipped to handle one-on-one reps with Steve Wisniewski, but I'm there now. I don't have a choice but to take these one-on-one reps. So when I tell you for an hour and a half, Steven Wisniewski manhandled me at State High on a random Tuesday afternoon, that was my life. That's the culmination of it right there. But back to your guess. No, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I mean, seriously, that's a great experience. You probably learned more from getting your booty kicked for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I learned I wasn't an NFL football player. That's what I learned that day. I started going to class and going way more consistently that day.
My Lord.
I became a better student out there on that field.
So, Sal, we're a Jersey boy.
Yep.
What brought you to State College? What brought you to Penn State?
I mean, I was never a big football fan. Never really watched college ball or the NFL, nothing like that. It was really just whatever offers came my way or whoever I was talking to. And Penn State just ended up showing a whole lot of love to me. It was just the way the coaches talked to my mother, to my family, just the way everything felt here. It really felt like a family environment. And my mother felt comfortable with me going to a school like this. And I love the school myself. It was a big-time school, great education, love the players. Knew Keaton Ellis and Devin Ford before they had committed to come up here, and I already knew they was coming. So like, I just knew they had something special going on here, and I just love the atmosphere. So that really made me come here.
No NFL or college, nothing like that, huh?
Nah.
Just play the game to play the game.
Yeah, I just played it because I was big. 6'4", freshman year, the high school coach is coming up to me. You play football? Nope. He's like, yeah, come to practice tomorrow.
Yeah, you do.
now I play football.
Well, that's great.
That's all it was.
Oh, man. I just, when we were in school and like you talked about, you talking to Wisniewski, you're talking to Joe Thomas and this and that. I used to love watching NFL games on Sunday just to watch like a guy like Joe Thomas. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he was well after me. But back in the day, you learned a lot from those guys. And it's different hearing that you really didn't have that football and this and that growing up to look at it. But, I mean, good for you, man. That's freaking. I mean, that's really, really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, personally for me, I think watching football is boring. Playing it is so much different than watching it. I just feel like I don't know. If you're watching it, you got to deal with the ads. You got to deal with the timeouts. Nothing going on.
We're gonna talk about Red Zone.
You sound like my mother watching the football games.
Watch the Red Zone Network. It's just the NFL. No commercials. 7 straight hours.
I don't know, because even when they just sitting there in the huddle and you're just watching, like you don't know what's going on. Like
you get bored fast.
I get bored extremely fast. It's different from just,
so let's slow that down. Let's slow that down because obviously there's hours and hours and hours of film that you're obligated to go do as a Penn State football
That's different.
player.
That's when you're working at your craft, your job.
Okay.
When you watch a film, you're looking at this guy like you got to go against that guy in a couple
my
days.
wife's over here looking at you like, you don't need to watch football all weekend. And I'm like, come on. Yes, I do. Come on.
You're making life way tougher for going over here, man. So when you get home on let's call it a Monday like today. It's an off day.
Yep.
You got nothing to do.
Yep.
You're probably not cutting Monday Night Football on.
Not at all.
So what are you doing instead?
Not at all. Playing games. I'm a big game guy. I play a lot of games. Okay. Or I'm watching Supernatural TV show I just started. It's actually my second time watching it. Or I'm literally just watching TV or playing the games. I don't do football outside of football.
Okay, so then there's a real honest to God question. How does your mother understand the college recruiting game?
She did it.
I mean, because my parents really didn't understand it because in '83 when they came to get my older brother, they were, we were Philadelphia Eagle fans and stuff like that, but it wasn't like we were college fans. But like my father knew what football was and knew who Joe was. But like, I mean, it had to have been like the most bizarre thing in the world for her.
Yeah, that's why.
I got like, what the hell are you talking about? These people are going to give you an education. They're going to to come play a game. They're going to give you an education.
I actually got a funny story about that because it's one of my earlier offers was Howard. HBCU, great education, everything. Immediately, I got the offer. She said, "You're going to Howard." I said, "No, I'm not. If I'm playing football, I'm not going to Howard. I don't want to go there." And she sat there
because you knew it wasn't like high Division I, or you?
Yeah, I just knew it wasn't like I can get a better higher division. Like I can go to a different school. And she argued me to death for about 30 minutes to an hour, and I just no, I'm not going here. But like,
but it was your first offer though, so she wanted you to take that first offer.
No, it wasn't my first. It was like my third. But it was a HBCU. She wanted me to go to a HBCU, things like that. But I had different goals. But one thing I really love about my mom, she ain't know nothing about how none of this goes. Yeah. She's asked me questions every day after I got my first offer. And then really my head coach, Mike Judy, is the one that really walked me through everything. He taught me how things work, talked to my mother, told her different, like, they really just work together.
Like, listen, your son's really good at this sport. He's going to get a free education out of it. She's probably like, you're kidding me.
She actually cried when I got my first offer.
So she should have.
Yeah.
Any offer you get, she should be crying.
At what point did you
Fantastic.
At what point did the switch flip or maybe the realization hit where you were like, okay, I'm really good at playing football. I can not only go to school for free, but I can probably go be a starter, which you are now, a guy that's got NFL aspirations too. Like, when did you get serious about football if it's not something that you were naturally passionate about?
Yeah. Football really was just something for me to stay in shape in high school because I love to eat and I was gaining a lot of weight. So it was really a consistent way for me to stay in shape. But after my junior year, I got my first offer from Bowling Green University. And then during the off season, like during spring, as I'm just sitting in classes, more and more college coaches is coming, taking me out of class, talking to me. I'm getting more offers. And then I had a talk with Judy, and that's when it really clicked for me. Like, this is something I can take to the next level. Like, this is a stage where I can do my dreams, my aspirations, and do whatever I want to do in life. Like, this is the next stage of my life. So after that offseason, I really started to lock in and take football way more seriously.
Mama come to a lot of games here?
Oh yeah, she came to
love
every
him?
game. She don't miss a game.
Does she love him? Do you think she'll be a Penn State fan when you leave?
I don't know. She's not a fan of sitting up in the stands in the cold. She's not a fan of sitting.
She won't be a Penn State fan in the stands in mid-October.
She'll be at home watching on TV, but I don't know about being on the stands.
Okay. So, like we talked about it with all of our other guests and stuff like that. So I really want to know, do you have any good NIL stories for me of what you're doing? I mean, you talk about your mamas. It's a lot easier getting her here, getting her a hotel room type of thing. Is there anything in the NIL that helped you out?
I mean, the biggest thing with NIL that's helped me is giving me more opportunities to help the people that I love.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm not a really flashy person. Everything I got on is free. Got from the team. So
that's the way to do it, man.
Dude,
this is what I love about Sal.
I'm still the same way.
But like everything, so like any extra money I have, anything I get from deals, if a family member needs help, I'm there to help. If something go down, I'm there to help.
So that's exactly why I'm supporting the NIL because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's stuff that you can do right now that we couldn't do back in the day, and it is absolutely awesome that you're doing it.
Yeah, these past 2 years have been extremely blessing for me and my mother, me and my family. I'll be able to help them out extremely more than I have been in the past. So I'm extremely grateful for
my biggest fear is
what?
It's like 3 years from now, me and Aeneas are sitting here when he's like 81 pounds. You know what I mean? Like he's like a little pencil.
Yeah.
The only fear I have is that you were here when you weren't getting NIL money. That you do get it now and you appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I fear that 3 or 4 years from now, when guys are expecting when they get here and they get it from day one to the last day on campus, and it's like sort of like they don't appreciate it, they don't understand why and how they're getting it. And that's why I love talking to you guys about it. So, and that's why we're trying to help out with the NIL stuff. So
yeah. The biggest thing is just for the coaches they constantly remind the players like the money's there is secondary. Like your main focus here is your education.
That's the biggest thing.
Play football, help your family out.
Sure.
Like everything extra, anything monetary is just extra. That's just to help you out. So just keep your eyes on the main goal. Keep the main thing the main thing.
Well, I won't shake your hand hard. Keep it going, man. You guys are doing great this year, man. I'm very proud of you guys.
Keep balling, man.
Keep
Sal,
up, man.
appreciate you joining us. We'll be right back on the Blue White Player Show.
Ciocca Toyota of Williamsport invites you to stop in today or check us out online. We have the smart path to your next Toyota, like the all-new Crown, BZ4X, the all-new Grand Highlander, Corolla Cross Hybrids, Sequoias, and more. Over 100 new Toyotas here and on the way. Don't make a $1,000 mistake. Choose Ciocca Toyota of Williamsport and see the Ciocca Dealerships difference. Buy or reserve yours today and see for yourself why Ciocca Toyota is the only stop you need for your next new car. Ciocca Toyota, it just feels right.
This is the place where roadside markets are filled with fruits and vegetables, small batch jams and made from scratch pies, where mountain trails are explored with friends with names like Ghost and Traveler, where award-winning wines, craft-made beers, and spirits are raised, hearty meals are served, and nights are shared under star-filled skies. This is Center County, Pennsylvania. To find out all that's happening, visit us at happyvalleyagventures.com.
Hi everybody, Mike the Mailman here, to tell you about a state college company that will help you follow the Nittany Lions to their bowl game. Collegiate Athletic Travel. From charter flights and on-site motor coaches to professional staff, the entire trip is easy and carefree. And with their 47 years in the business, you know you're in good hands. You'll get a game ticket and a lot more. Make memories to last a lifetime. Be there next time with Collegiate Athletic Travel.
Old Dominion. No Bad Vibes Tour. Friday, December 1st. Bryce Jordan Center. With special guest Chase Rice and Kylie Morgan. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Old Dominion, live in concert. Brought to you by Messina Touring Group.
Coast into fall with a new Kia from Lion Country Kia. Right now, get a 24 Kia Seltos for 5.25% APR for up to 48 months. A new Sportage plug-in hybrid at 0.9% APR. Check out our 23 Sorento hybrid for as low as 4.5% APR. And don't forget, all 2023 and 2024 Kias come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Stop in and meet with one of our sales experts today and coast into fall at Lion Country Kia. We want to see you in a Kia.
Hey, welcome back to the Ciocca Dealerships Blue-White Players Show. I'm the Goon and my man Aeneas over here. So the next segment here is our Atlas Letterman Minute, and this is a special one to me because it's with Jeff Hartings, and Jeff was a 5-year roommate of mine. The best football player I've ever played with at Penn State, and there's no lie or denying it in that at all. Just an unbelievable human being and an unbelievable football player. The whole academic All-American for 4 years. All-American for 2 years, all Big Ten for 4. So just an absolute great human being, a good friend, and about as skinny right now as Aeneas. He's about 112 pounds, I think. Yeah, Jeff was one of those guys who, honest to God, he had to force feed to. He came here at 242 out of a little school in Northwest Ohio, St. Henry, Ohio. And he was one of those guys who he played at 290. But he had to put every ounce of weight he had on, he had to maintain. Yeah. So he was the guy setting the alarm at 3 o'clock in the morning to go eat 4 peanut butter sandwiches just to try and maintain his weight because he would lose it because he was not a bigger human being. But you're never going to find a better human being, and you're never going to see a better football player. I mean, honest to God. I mean, I played with some great ones, and I played next to Jeff. I was the luckiest man in America. I played next to Jeff Hartings and Kyle Brady. So I literally was like,
makes life a little easier.
Am I supposed to block somebody here? Jeff's got 9 guys on the ground. So funny story. Watched the Rose Bowl first play of the game. I pull, he pulls. He realizes that he shouldn't be pulling, and he works back and blocks a defensive tackle. No one in this country can make that block.
No,
but he was just so big and athletic, and just. But great interview here for the Atlas Therapy Letterman's Minute. So enjoy it.
Jeff Hartings, and my hometown is St. Henry, Ohio, and I was at Penn State from 91 to 95, and my position was offensive guard. High school football coaching and substitute teaching at Worthington Christian High School in Columbus. Yeah, I think my recruitment started actually by going to football camps at Penn State. I was really interested in playing at the next level, and my high school football coach, maybe going into my junior year, invited me to go to a Penn State football camp. I think a big reason our little town was even on the radar was Bobby Hoying, a quarterback. He was a very high-rated quarterback, and Penn State, I'm sure, probably invited him to go to the camp. And while, to be honest with you, I don't remember if he went or not, myself and I know maybe 1 or 2 other players on my team went to that camp. And, I guess you don't realize it at the time. But, I loved it there. I loved the coaches. I mean, Joe Paterno was a very, they came off 2 national titles, and I loved winning. And I was, we won a state title in football at our school. So the ability, the opportunity, I guess you could say, to go to a school and have an opportunity to win a national title, that was very important to me. And then number 2, the opportunity to have a chance to play in the NFL was very important to me. I kind of felt like if I can start at Penn State even 1 year, I would be good enough to be able to go to the NFL and have a chance to play in the NFL. And that's, that's what made me interested in Penn State. And then, of course, I wasn't the most highly rated player. Like, I would have probably been like a 3-star nowadays, maybe. So, I was getting letters. Maybe I would have been a 4-star, who knows? But I didn't have an opportunity to just go anywhere. So I was very grateful for the opportunity to choose Penn State over Michigan State, Indiana, Louisville. Ohio State came in the picture at the end. So, I had some other good choices, but to play for Penn State, get a national title possibly, play in the NFL, and I love the campus. So it was kind of a home run for me. Kajana Carter, best overall all player. He's the reason why we had such a good year in 94. When I having played in the NFL, been around a lot of great leaders, been a lot around some good teams, obviously won a Super Bowl. I realized the importance of player leadership. And Kajana Carter had a great confidence that year in us. And the defining moment, in my opinion, of that year was in training camp. And, you know, we had a bad day in offense in a scrimmage, and Kajana Carter brought us together and, you know, basically was like, that's not us, you know, forget about today. Coach Paterno stacked the deck against us. He knows how good we are. So he tried to make it as hard as possible. And I think I walked out of the stadium that day and kind of felt like, man, this dude is like, he's confident in us. And I think it did me anyways, raised the confidence in me. And, you know, we hit the ground running that year and just dominated a lot of teams. And, you know, this side of a phantom holding call against Michigan, we would have been up 24-3 and probably ran away with that game. But, you know, that's football. But the point is, like, once again, in that game, you know, he always kind of kept us going. And, you know, by far the best overall player. Obviously, we had some great players, Kerry Collins and you know, Kyle Brady, and I won't even go into the list. Bobby Ingram, you know, always came up with big plays, and you know, we had offensive line, probably the best offensive line, you know, in Penn State history. Definitely one of the best. You know, obviously there was a lot of good ones before that, but I don't think since then, you know, we've had an offensive line like that. So it's hard to. You know, you don't want to just point out one guy, but you asked the question. So, you know, Kajana Carter would give my vote for number one. Well, these kind of questions off the top of my head, there's always two or three that come to mind. I coach now. I coach football. And so, you know, I learned a lot from Coach Paterno. You know, I think probably the best funny Paterno story kind of is that he was always involved in everything. And just looking, just like I am now, you know, looking around at everything. But obviously, you know, these are very high caliber, explosive athletes running all over the place. And, you know, I'm sure one time he was in the middle of the field as a safety, you know, kind of in that spot in order to watch the play unfold. And whatever he was watching, he didn't see the receiver coming or the DB, whatever it was. And I mean, he got blasted. But he bounced right back up and started yelling at somebody. And even now I'm laughing because, you know, as a young guy, you're looking at that like, are you kidding me? Like,
welcome back to the Blue White Players Show presented by Ciocca Dealerships. Goon.
Great show, dude.
Great show. We got your lineman on.
We brought an offensive lineman on. Look at how the attitude changes. Everybody's all happy. I'm hungry.
You know, whether or not, me too. Me too, after that conversation. Nobody, you know, you never want to think about offensive line. You don't want to spend too much time focused on them, but you need them. You got to have them. They're good to have around.
Sure.
So thankful for both you and my guy, Sal Wormley.
Hey, the only time we get mentioned is when we screw up.
No doubt. No doubt.
The good thing is, it's like I talk about in baseball and in football with umpires and referees. If you know an umpire referee's name, they're not doing a good job.
Not a good thing.
Yeah. So offensive lineman, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful – I love – the fact that he said that Coach Stroud has a guy like Joe Thomas and Stefan Wisniewski coming in talking to these guys just about the little stuff.
Yep.
Hand placement. Just it's really crazy. So I know that you would watch the Jeff Hartings thing as an Ohio guy, and that was a great interview. Jeff is just a wonderful human being, and dude, I'm telling you, unbelievable football player.
Yeah.
Would just absolutely just devour people. Yeah. And he was just so smart, and he played the game the right way, hard, and like he really, really, really did destroy people.
It's funny that you're able to recall who the best teammate you ever had was. I think every now and then there's a special player like that who's just a grinder, who's a smart guy, and will hit you in your mouth, and you remember him for the rest of your life.
Well, I always had this argument with OJ. Not an argument, and I said, OJ, you're the best athlete I ever played football with. Bobby Ingram was the best football player I ever played with. But Jeff Hartings is the best offensive lineman I ever played with. And having done that interview, we had talked, and Jeff was saying that Kijana was the best all-around football player he played with. So that's pretty good when you get a little, you get a lot of different guys getting mentioned.
Yeah, wherever you're getting mentioned in that group is a good place to get mentioned.
Yeah. So the 94 offense, I was number 12 of the 11 on starting offense. I don't know how.
Number 12.
I mean, I started, but somehow I was the 12th best player. It was very odd to me. It was very weird, but
talented group, man.
Hey, man, we got a great weekend coming up here. Homecoming. You know, it's great to get everybody up here for the weekend. You know, all the old alumni come back and stuff like that. I mean, you know, you wish you had a bigger game, and but I think when they made the UMass game like 7, 8, 9 years ago, I think UMass was tracking to be a little bit
They
better
were supposed to.
team.
They were doing that. Yeah. They were definitely doing that. I mean, either way, like you said, it's a big family reunion, man.
Yeah.
Get all the alum back together, get the fans together. Last weekend, I will admit, although it was nice to take a little break, you definitely missed Beaver Stadium on a Saturday, man.
It was at one point I looked around, I was like, I wish we had a game.
Yeah.
I wish we did. But
no doubt about it.
It's good to get your really recharge your batteries a little bit and get into this weekend, see some friends coming in. You got anybody coming up, Aeneas?
Say it again.
You got anybody coming up? Anybody?
Nobody coming up this weekend, but I'll tell you what, going to Ohio State the week after that, seeing family, taking some family out to that game. So, yeah, it'll be a good time, man.
Big weekend for you, buddy.
Big weekend.
Big weekend. So,
big weekend.
Hope you guys love the show as much as we love doing it. So, I love the crowd that comes in here at the 19th hole.
The best.
Our sponsors, Lion Country Kia, Atlas Therapy, and Ciocca Dealerships are just absolutely fantastic. Thank you all. Let's get a big win, buddy.
Let's do it, man.
You don't lose on homecoming.
Never lose on homecoming. 1-0. We'll be back next week. Thank you for joining us as always.
Talk to you soon.